Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am VC Pramod with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says social distancing is the most effective way to fight COVID-19. Urges countrymen to protect themselves and their families. Sharing his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program of All India Radio, Mr. Modi asserts India will win its fight against COVID-19. PM says certain hard decisions necessary to contain corona outbreak. Calls mankind to rise unitedly to resolve to exterminate coronavirus. Mr. Modi continues his interactions with various stakeholders in India's fight against COVID-19. Fresh batch of 275 evacuees from Iran arrive at Jodhpur. And Indian Oil Corporation says country has enough petrol, diesel and cooking gas in stocks. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that social distancing is the most effective way in fighting against COVID-19 and by complying with the lockdown, people are protecting themselves. Sharing his thoughts in the Mann Ki Baat program of All India Radio today, Mr. Modi said everyone has to protect themselves and their families and for the next many days, they have to abide by the Lakshman Rekha.
ये लॉकडाउन आपके खुद के बचने के लिए है। आपको अपने को बचाना है, अपने परिवार को बचाना है। अभी आपको आने वाले कई दिनों तक इसी तरह धैर्य दिखाना ही है। लक्ष्मण रेखा का पालन करना ही है। साथियों, मैं ये भी जानता हूं कि कोई कानून नहीं तोड़ना चाहता, नियम नहीं तोड़ना चाहता, लेकिन कुछ लोग ऐसा कर रहे हैं क्योंकि अब भी वो स्थिति की गंभीरता को नहीं समझ रहे। ऐसे लोगों को यही कहूंगा कि लॉकडाउन का नियम तोड़ेंगे तो कोरोना वायरस से बचना मुश्किल हो जाएगा। दुनिया भर में बहुत से लोगों को कुछ इसी तरह की खुशफहमी थी। आज ये सब पछता रहे हैं।
Mr. Modi said the determination and restraint of each Indian will aid in facing the crisis. Mr. Modi said mankind will have to rise unitedly in their resolve to exterminate this virus which poses a threat to annihilate the human race. The Prime Minister apologized for any inconvenience or hardship caused to the people.
मैं आपकी दिक्कतें समझता हूं, आपकी परेशानी भी समझता हूं, लेकिन भारत जैसे 130 करोड़ की आबादी वाले देश को कोरोना के खिलाफ लड़ाई के लिए एक कदम उठाए बिना कोई रास्ता नहीं था। कोरोना के खिलाफ लड़ाई जीवन और मृत्यु के बीच की लड़ाई है और इस लड़ाई में हमें जीतना है और इसीलिए ये कठोर कदम उठाने बहुत आवश्यक थे। किसी का मन नहीं करता है ऐसे कदमों के लिए, लेकिन दुनिया के हालात देखने के बाद लगता है कि यही एक रास्ता बचा है। आपको, आपके परिवार को सुरक्षित रखना है। मैं फिर एक बार आपको जो भी असुविधा हुई है, कठिनाई हुई है, इसके लिए क्षमा मांगता हूं।
The Prime Minister said since the battle against corona is unprecedented as well as challenging, the decisions being taken during this time are unheard of in world history. The Prime Minister said the steps being taken by Indians to stop the spread of corona and the efforts being made will ensure that India conquers the pandemic. Mr. Modi said our sympathy for the poor should also be far greater. Our humanity stems from the fact that whenever we see a poor or hungry person, we first try and feed him in this time of crisis. He said we should think of their needs and India can do it as part of its values and culture. The Prime Minister cited an adage which means an illness and its scourge should be nipped in the bud itself. However, when it becomes incurable, its treatment is very difficult. Underlining the foremost concern in everyone's mind across the globe about the catastrophic coronavirus pandemic, he said this is the reason why he has confined to this issue in this edition of Mann Ki Baat. The Prime Minister said in this war, there are many soldiers who are fighting the coronavirus not in the confines of their homes, but outside their homes.
इस लड़ाई के अनेकों योद्धा ऐसे हैं जो घरों में नहीं, घरों के बाहर रहकर कोरोना वायरस का मुकाबला कर रहे हैं। जो हमारे फ्रंटलाइन सोल्जर्स हैं, खास करके हमारी नर्सिस बहनें हैं, नर्सिस का काम करने वाले भाई हैं, डॉक्टर हैं, पैरामेडिकल स्टाफ हैं, ऐसे साथी जो कोरोना को पराजित कर चुके हैं, आज हमें उनसे प्रेरणा लेनी है।
The Prime Minister shared his conversations on phone with some of those engaged in the fight against COVID-19, boosting their zeal, in turn raising his own enthusiasm, as well as he said he has learnt a lot from them. First, he shared his conversation with an IT professional, Ram Gampa Teja, who recovered from coronavirus. The Prime Minister said Ram followed doctors' instructions fully when suspected of having corona, and as a result, he is leading a healthy and normal life today.
परिवार के लिए तो पहले उसके बारे में जब पता चला तब तो मैं क्वारंटीन भी था, लेकिन क्वारंटीन के बाद भी डॉक्टर्स ने बताया था कि और 14 दिन घर पे ही रहना है और अपने रूम में रहना और सेल्फ और हाउस क्वारंटीन रखने के लिए बोले थे। तो आने के बाद भी मैं अपने घर में ही हूँ, मेरे रूम में ही रहता हूँ, ज्यादातर मास्क रख के ही रहता हूँ दिन भर। तो जब भी बाहर खाने के लिए कुछ होगा, हैंड वॉशिंग वो सब इम्पोर्टेंट है।
Mr. Modi spoke to Ashok Kapoor from Agra, who along with his family suffered due to coronavirus. The Prime Minister said, we can defeat this pandemic without panicking, following the right steps on time, contacting doctors on time without getting afraid, and by taking proper precautions.
हम 6 को उन्होंने अलग अलग रूम दिया, अच्छे रूम थे, सब कुछ था। तो सर हम फिर 14 दिन वहाँ हॉस्पिटल में अकेले रहते थे और डॉक्टरों का जहाँ तक बात है बहुत सहयोग रहा जी, बड़ा अच्छा हमको उन्होंने ट्रीट किया, चाहे स्टाफ हो, वो जो कहते थे हम मान लेते थे। फिलहाल हमको किसी तरह की भी 1% भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आई।
In order to highlight how the nation is dealing with this pandemic at the medical level, the Prime Minister spoke to some doctors who are leading the front line in this battle. Dr. Nitesh Gupta from Delhi thanked Prime Minister for the support from the government to the hospital and told him that everyone's mood in the hospital is upbeat.
सबका मूड अपबीट है, आपका आशीर्वाद सबके साथ है। आपने दिया हुआ सारा हॉस्पिटल को जो भी आप सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, जो भी चीज हम मांग रहे हैं, आप सब प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं। तो हम लोग बिल्कुल जैसे आर्मी बॉर्डर पे लड़ी रहती है, हम लोग बिल्कुल वैसे ही लगे हुए हैं और हमारा सिर्फ एक ही कर्तव्य है कि पेशेंट ठीक होके घर जाए।
The Prime Minister said the selfless spirit of service with which they have performing their duty is beyond comparison. He said it's a coincidence that the world is celebrating year 2020 as the International Year of the Nurse and the Midwife. The year 1820 is associated with the birth of Florence Nightingale, who lent a new identity, a new paradigm to the term service to humanity, and the field of nursing, taking it to newer heights. Mr. Modi expressed confidence that the nursing community, with its dedication, will help in saving many lives. Mr. Modi said India has been able to fight a battle on such a massive scale only because of the zeal and grit of frontline warriors like doctors, nurses, paramedics, ASHA, A&M workers and sanitation workers. He said the country is also concerned about their health and the government has announced a health insurance cover of up to 50 lakh rupees for around 20 lakh colleagues from these fields so that in this battle you can lead the country with greater self-confidence. Mr. Modi said in the battle against coronavirus, we have many examples of real heroes. He said the small retail storekeeper in the neighborhood is also taking a great risk in these troubled times to ensure that people do not face any difficulty in buying essential goods. The Prime Minister said people need to understand that in the current circumstances, we need to ensure social distancing, not human or emotional distancing.
कोरोना वायरस से लड़ने का सबसे कारगर तरीका सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग है, लेकिन हमें ये समझना होगा कि सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का मतलब सोशल इंटरेक्शन को खत्म करना नहीं है। वास्तव में यह समय अपने सभी पुराने सामाजिक रिश्तों में नई जान फूंकने का है, उन रिश्तों को तरोताजा करने का है। एक प्रकार से ये समय हमें यह भी बताता है कि सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग बढ़ाओ और इमोशनल डिस्टेंस घटाओ। मैं फिर कहता हूं, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग बढ़ाओ और इमोशनल डिस्टेंस घटाओ।
Regarding fitness, he said he will upload some videos on the social media, including the Namo app. He again appealed to the countrymen to stay at home, be careful and safe in order to win the battle.
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, आज हर भारतीय अपने जीवन की रक्षा के लिए घर में बंद है, लेकिन आने वाले समय में यही हिंदुस्तानी अपने देश के विकास के लिए सारी दीवारों को तोड़कर आगे निकलेगा, देश को आगे ले जाएगा। आप अपने परिवार के साथ घर पर रहिए, सुरक्षित और सावधान रहिए। हमें ये जंग जीतना है, जरूर जीतेंगे।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is continuing his interactions with various stakeholders in India's fight against COVID-19. Mr. Modi interacts with over 200 people on a daily basis, which includes phone calls to various state governors, chief ministers and health ministers to get a first-hand feedback on India's fight against the COVID-19 menace. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. The centre has directed states to ensure that there is no movement of people across cities. Cabinet Secretary and Home Ministry are in constant touch with state chief secretaries and DGPs. Video conferences were held by Cabinet Secretary and Home Secretary yesterday and today morning with chief secretaries and DGPs. It has been advised that adequate arrangements for food and shelter of poor and needy people, including migrant labourers, be made at the place of their work. States have also been told to ensure timely payment of wages to labourers at their place of work during the period of lockdown without any cut. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today appealed to migrant workers not to leave for their native places in the country's interest. In a tweet, the Chief Minister asked migrants to stay where they are as risk of coronavirus spreading increases due to large gatherings. He assured that Delhi government has made all arrangements for their food and shelter. A fresh batch of 275 evacuees from Iran arrived this morning at the Army Wellness Facility at Jodhpur. As per the procedure, preliminary screening of the evacuees upon arrival was conducted at the Jodhpur airport by the medical teams and civil administration and army. Indian Oil Corporation IOC Chairman Sanjeev Singh has said that the country has enough petrol, diesel and cooking gas LPG in stocks to last way beyond the 3-week nationwide lockdown as all plants and supply locations are fully operational. Singh said customers should not resort to panic booking of LPG refills. He said that IOC has mapped demand for all fuel for entire April and beyond, and IOC refineries are operating at levels enough to meet all of the demand. In Gujarat, one more death reported due to COVID-19 this morning, taking the total death toll in the state to 5. Addressing the press conference at Gandhinagar this morning, the Principal Health Secretary, Dr. Jayanti Ravi, said that today's death was reported from Ahmedabad, who was also suffering from high diabetes. Meanwhile, the total cases of COVID-19 in the state have gone up to 58, with 3 new cases reported this morning. More from our correspondent.
Gujarat government is taking a series of steps to check the spread of coronavirus cases in the state. Availability of essential commodities, including milk, vegetables and groceries, has been streamlined. More than 96,000 new licenses have been issued to retailers, hand cart pullers and hawkers to maintain the retail supply chain. Meanwhile, government has arranged special buses for 10,000 workers who were trying to migrate on foot. Apart from these, about 3 lakh food packets are being distributed daily to the workers who stayed back in the state. State government also helped 1,800 tourists and pilgrims who were stranded in Haridwar and Nepal following the lockdown. All these pilgrims have been medically checked outside the state border before entry into the state. Yogesh Pandya, AR News, Ahmedabad.
With fresh fatalities in 6 states, the death toll from COVID-19 has climbed to 25 in India. The total number of cases has risen to 979 today, including 48 foreigners. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced the constitution of the PM Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation PM CARES Fund. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says social distancing is the most effective way to fight COVID-19, urges countrymen to protect themselves and their families. Sharing his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program of All India Radio, Mr. Modi asserts India will win its fight against COVID-19. PM says certain hard decisions necessary to contain corona outbreak, calls mankind to rise unitedly to resolve to exterminate coronavirus. Mr. Modi continues his interactions with various stakeholders in India's fight against COVID-19. Fresh batch of 275 evacuees from Iran arrive at Jodhpur. And Indian Oil Corporation says country has enough petrol, diesel and cooking gas in stocks. And with that, we end the midday news.